guys, how you doing? So yeah, today I'm back with another lesson. This time it's a pretty monster legato lick. So at the beginning I played it at full speed, and then you've just heard it isolated with the click with kind of a triplet feel, so it's slowed down so you can really break it down if you want to have a go at it. But I'm going to break it down fully for you now. So yeah, the track was in like a D Dorian kind of feel, so it comes from the key of C major, the second mode of C major, so I'm thinking like A minor and C major basically, but yeah, it's a Dorian kind of feel because the chord in the background is a D minor 7. So yeah, it's a bit of a monster if I'm honest. I came up with this today, and it's kind of influenced by, I guess, like Quayo and David Beebe. So yeah, if you haven't seen those guys, definitely check them out, absolute monsters. So yeah, it's kind of that kind of feel with the extension and compression of the hand, as you'll find out. But it's a short kind of lick, but it's tough. It's at 100 BPM, okay? So if you play with the click first, that's the kind of tempo you want to get to. And I'm kind of doing in groups of 6s, but like I say, I slowed it down at the start into triplets, so it's easier for you to understand. So here's the lick. So we have this beginning bit. I'm going to do it in parts. We've got okay, that's the lick in full, so it moves quite quickly. So we have on the 3rd fret, low E string, we start on the G, and it's kind of this roll thing again, which I've talked about in previous lessons. So we got 3, 5, back to 3, back to 1, okay, and then 3 and 5. So this is with a pick. Then I pick on the 3rd fret A string, okay, which will be your flat 7 against the D minor 7 chord that we're going on with a D, so it's the 3rd fret A string. So we've then we hybrid pick the 2nd fret on the D string, which would be your E, and then we hammer on 3 and then 5 with the middle finger and little finger. So then it's kind of this jumpy thing going on here, where I'm hybrid picking the 4th fret on the G string, okay, and then I'm hybrid pick, then it's down, then up on the 5th fret D string, and then 7th fret E string, okay. So I'm landing on my 6th here, my 4th, and this is your 2nd. So let me just play that slow. Yeah, so I've got hybrid pick, down pick, up pick. And this is like an E minor triad here, okay? And again, I'm bringing the 1st finger, and it's gonna pull off to the 5th fret on the A string. So I have a pull off from the little finger to the 1st finger, okay? So this is where the hand is kind of, like I say, you're expanding it and you're compressing it a lot. So this is why it's a tough legato movement. I'm not just playing 3 notes per string and keeping to a shape. I'm really spreading it and then bringing it back in. So this is why this is tough, guys. So we've got, then I hammer on 7th fret on with the middle finger, 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the 8th fret. Okay, so I've got 5, 7 and 8 there on the A string. So this is, that's hammer, hammer, okay, to my 2nd and my flat 3rd, okay, against the D. So we have, okay, so that's a down pick on the 7th fret D string, and then I hybrid pick the 5th fret on the G string, okay. And then 7 and then 9 on that G string as well. So it's the 1st finger, middle finger, little finger, and I'm hammering that on. So I'll call out the right hand what I'm doing as well. Pick, pick, hybrid pick, hybrid pick, hybrid pick. Those are your hybrid picks so far. That was really hard to do and say at the same time. Okay. Then I'm going to be hybrid picking the 6th fret, okay? This is my flat 3rd, Middle finger, hybrid picking, okay, I do hybrid pick with the third finger as well, the ring finger, but most of the time when I'm saying hybrid pick, it's the middle finger. If it is the third finger, I will specify. So we have, okay, so this little pattern going on. So hybrid pick on the B string 6th fret, G string 9th fret, D string 10th fret, then pulling off to my 5th, which is on the 7th fret on the D string. Okay, so it's hybrid pick, down, up, pull off. Okay. Okay. Right. Right, this next bit. Okay, this is kind of like a D, it goes up a D, it descends a D minor triad here. Okay, so we've got, and then I'm on the 8th fret A string, then I go to the 10th fret E string. Okay, and this is your D minor triad. And then I pull off with the middle finger to the 8th fret on the low E, then to the 7th fret low E, then hammer back onto the 8th fret, hammer back on to the 10th fret. So if I just go from that bit. Okay, that's what we have so far, guys. And like I said, this is a very fast pace, so you do want to really take this super slow. Even, you know, start off as slow as you like. Just make sure you have the timing, and that is the important thing with legato, is the timing. Obviously we want the technique to be there, but we want the fingers to move at the same rate. So the first finger is moving at the same rate as the little finger, okay? And like I say, it's really about that time. So really practice with the click or a drum machine or whatever you have, but keep it slow to begin with. Okay, so after this, okay, so I go to the 7th fret on the A string, and then I pick the 10th fret on the A string, and I've got a chromatic thing going on here, which you'll find there's a few chromatic parts coming up, okay? Now, without going too much into detail, if you have a watch of Tom Quayle's lazy first finger syndrome video, he talks about, especially when you doing chromatics, you don't plant all your fingers down at the same time. I'm kind of lifting my first finger, guys. I don't know if you can see it there. If I go, probably not. Maybe the camera doesn't do it justice. So I'm really not planting my fingers down, which is a thing which maybe a lot of people do if they don't assess it, if they don't take notice. But so as soon as that middle finger comes down, I'm lifting that first finger off slightly, okay? But that's probably another lesson for another time. So we got, okay? Okay, now this is a tricky bit. So after this, I'm hybrid picking the 9th fret on the G string, so you are skipping that D string there. And I'm hybrid picking with the middle finger, and I come up an A minor triad there. So it's got, so I've got, sorry. That's the next section. So 9th fret hybrid pick, 10th fret on the D string with a pick, then picking on the 12th fret on the A string, pull off to the 8th fret again on the A string, hammer on, middle finger on the 10, 11, and then 12. So middle finger, third finger, little finger. Okay, so. Okay, from the start. Okay, then I'm coming to the 10th fret on the D string, pick, then hit the 12th fret, pull back off to the 10th fret on the D, so it's, and then I hammer on 12, 13, 14 on the D. So that's that little section there. So I'll go from this hybrid pick here on the 6th fret B string. Now we're getting towards the end here. That's all there is. Okay, so we've got then I go 12, 15, my brain's done. 12, 14 on the G string, okay. So this would be your 4th and your 5th of D. And then I hit the 12 on the B string, 15 on the B string as well. So you got so I've got 12, 15, pull off back to 12, hit 13, and then I hybrid pick the low E string with the middle finger, back to the 13 on the B, and then I finish off on my flat 3, which is my 13th fret on the high E. Whew, that was almost as hard as to say as it was to play. So let me go through it slowly, and then I will, yeah, that'll be it then, I guess. That's the lick, guys. I'm going to be putting tabs below in the description, so please feel free to download from the Dropbox, and I will also put the backing track in there as well if you want to have a go over it. Yeah, so that was the lick lesson. Quite a tough one, short when you play it at that tempo, but breaking it down and learning it might be another matter. Like I say, check out guys like Tom Quayle, Dave Beebe for that kind of stuff. They're really great at it. But yeah, I'll be back with another one tomorrow. Cheers, guys.